Welcome back to We the People News. Please subscribe, leave your thumbs up, and please leave your comments. First of all, thank you so much for all the support that you give me on this channel, allowing me to do this. Thank you so much. If you didn't see yesterday's video, please go back and watch it. I will link it to the end of this video. It would help me out a lot, and there is a lot of good stuff on that video I don't want you to miss. Okay. Schools today. I mean, I am so sick of hearing about all this wokeness in today's school system. So I decided to make this little video about it. It probably will not be as long as my normal videos, but I'm got to get my view out here. Y'all, when I was a kid, I was the youngest of 3 boys. And I wanted to go to the same school with my brothers. They was going to Beggs Vocational Center. That is normally a school for like troubled kids, bad kids, kids that couldn't fit in normal schools. Well, I don't know how it got that name because it wasn't that at all. Nobody really in my family wanted me to go because I didn't have any problems. And I wanted to go just to be with my brothers. Actually, all 3 of us was in the same class for about 6 years there. I loved that school. That was the best move I ever made, getting out of the regular school system and going to that school. Now, there was a lot of troubled kids there, a lot of bad kids there, but it was a lot of real good kids there too. So I guess I fitted into that group, I don't know. But any case, it was a very good school. Probably the best time of my life as a kid was spent right there in that school. In fact, one of my teachers is on my friends list on Facebook. He is a very good man. Edward Stanford, I mean, he was one of my all-time favorite teachers and still is a good friend. But on this wokeness with the schools today, I mean, you never heard about this kind of stuff when I was in school. Now I've got 2 sides that I want to tell y'all about. So I'm going to just have to say side 1 and side 2 like a record. I'm going to go over this side 1, my feelings about side 1 first. These woke schools today, some of them has changing rooms. They call it transition rooms. This is for kids that identify themselves as the opposite sex. Like if a girl says she identifies as a guy, she can dress in the clothes that her parents wants to see her in as she's leaving to go to school. But then before school starts, she can go into that room and make the transition to a guy, dress like a guy. That is wrong. They're teaching these kids to lie to their parents. But now, I'm going to have to say this, and I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off when I say this. It don't matter what clothing you wear, what cosmetic surgeries you get. If your DNA says you're a guy, or if it says you're a girl, guess what, Cupcake? You're still what your DNA says. So, they go to school with the clothes that their parents want them to see them in. And in the I don't know what you would call it. They're a guy, so they go to school as a guy. That's what God intended for them to be, a guy. If He wanted them to be a girl, guess what? They would be a girl. Now, I'm not saying I'm against transsexuals or nothing like that. You do you. You be you, boo. Behind closed doors, it don't matter what you do. Hell, out in public, it don't matter what you do. Just don't shove it down my face, and don't shove it into the face of the kids today. A lot of people are saying that these kids don't need to see this in K through 3. I say they don't need to see it at all. That's not what we send them to school for. We send them to school for reading, writing, and arithmetic. How about trying to teach that to them? But the parents, if they stand up to these school systems with this, they get marked as a domestic terrorist. and they're escorted away from the school, sometimes escorted to jail. And if you're arrested for a domestic terrorist, you got to register as a domestic terrorist the rest of your life. But these adults that we entrust to teach our kids academics can talk sex to them all day. And last time I checked, if an adult talks sexually stuff to kids, that's illegal. They go to school. They go to jail for that. But not the school system. Us as parents and grandparents, if we send our kids to a public school system that's teaching this stuff, we're just as bad as they are, because we're sending them into harm's way. We're sending them to spend a day with these, what better way can you say it? They're sexual pedophiles. They're talking sex to small children. A lot of people says, if you don't like our school system, take your kids out of the school system and put them in private school. Everybody can't afford a private school. They say, teach them at home. Well, the curriculum that they teach at school would be the same curriculum that you would have to teach them at home. The same curriculum, the same test, everything. So that would not do any good. The thing that we need to do, we need to go to our schools and we need to protest this. And if they arrest us, well, that's even better, because even more people will hear about it then. We need to make noise, and we need to make loud noise. Don't back down to these people. This is tyranny at its best. And we cannot back down. We have to stand up for what we believe. If your governor allows this in your state, and I'm so glad I live in the free state of Florida, Governor DeSantis will not stand for it. But if your governor does stand for this stuff, vote him out of office and let your voice be heard that this is why you vote him out of office. Vote your school superintendents out of office. If they allow this in their counties, vote them out of office. If your president stands for this, vote him or her out of office. I have to say her because Harris is biting at the chomp. Okay, that's enough on that. Side 2. This video is getting a little bit longer. I'm sorry, y'all. I meant for it to be a fast one. Side 2. Now, this is kind of lighthearted, but it is the truth. Kids today complained about how hard it is at school today, keeping their grades up and juggling all their extracurricular activities. Now, when I was a kid, I had none of those. I went to school on the bus and I went home on the bus. I didn't stay after school for all those extra programs. A lot of kids just don't want to go to school. They don't like school. And to be honest and fair with them, I didn't like school either. But I went. Now I miss it. I would love to go back. But these kids today, the poor babies, they do have it hard, y'all. When I was a kid, there was no AC on the bus. And I live in Florida. It was hot. There was no AC in the classroom. I live in Florida. It was hot all day. We had no computers in our classroom. We had no cell phones. When we was asked a question, we couldn't look it up and see what Google says. We had to know the answer. We actually had to put in the work. We couldn't just punch in some keys on a keypad and get the answer. We had to know the answer. Y'all, this woke generation is destroying everything. And it's coming after your kids, and it's coming after your kids fast. And if you don't stand up, it's going to be too late. It may already be too late. We need to make noise about this. We need to let them arrest us. We need to let them take us to jail. You know what? The community will hear about it then. Then the community could start standing up together against them. Will you have a record? Yeah. But I wouldn't mind going to jail for life if it's concerning my kids or grandkids. So a little record of standing up for your rights, who cares about that? We need to take care of our kids. We need to protect our kids from these sexual predators at school, because that's exactly what they are. It's not like when I was a kid. We had good teachers back then. I've just remembered my music teacher. That's a whole new video. I mean, she was hot. Y'all, sound off in the comments below. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Let me know what you think about our woke school system today. Please keep your faith in Jesus Christ. He will get us through all of this. Say a prayer for our world. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for our... They're not leaders. I can't call them leaders. Devoted people that's doing nothing but wasting your tax money. All the swamp people in Washington. Also say a prayer for everyone around the world hurting through COVID, financial hardship, or any other affliction. And just know I love you all. Until next time. Ciao.